Hey, we got a lot to talk about today. This is the card we left off with yesterday. Justice with the yin and the yang. That was in yesterday's energy. And I've got to talk to you a little bit about yesterday's reading compared to today. Okay, so Spirit also has me dress accordingly to what they want me to talk about. Now, yesterday when we talked about the darker side of the yin and the yang, today we're talking more on the lighter side. So, what I want to talk about is when I first saw God hair, I was like thinking, hair. I like guys with long hair, right? I like the Jesus style long hair. And they said, no, we're not talking about Avatar's hair. We're talking about the movie hair, the energy in the movie hair. And I went, oh, yeah, I remember that. I liked that movie. That was good. Fifth Dimension was the band. Age of Aquarius was rockin'. And that was back in 1969. So a lot of us weren't there, let's say, but we were because we were in a different life. A lot of us died in that era and then came back. A lot of us died in the 60s, believe it or not, and then came back into this life one more time because we didn't get it accomplished in the 60s, okay, our mission. Just like when they talk about the Kennedy era and they talk about how it didn't get fulfilled, that's what I'm talking about, okay? So they wanted me to talk about the lighter side. Yesterday we had Iron Maiden talking about the children. There's a picture back there of me. The children in the tunnels, right? Okay. This one is more about the movie Hair. It's more about the fun side of it. We were trying to be light and love back then. Now, I'm also reading Beach Music. It's a book, a fiction book, but it's, you know how fiction is real these days, okay? Well, anyway, they were talking about, they were in South Carolina colleges back in that day, and long hair was very looked upon as a bad thing. Today now it's looked upon as a nice thing. You know, they just have to put it back in a ponytail in some jobs, but it's not looked bad as. Okay, just like the hippies and all that kind of movement wasn't exactly the norm. Just like we're not the norm today. So it's like we're the same people, is what I'm trying to get at. We're the same bunch of souls in the last life coming into this life again to get it done this time. Okay? I hope that makes sense because that's exactly what's going on. You know, we keep repeating until we finish. And that's everything. That's why I said your soul contract. Your soul contract is very important. And that's why we keep rewriting it because we're not going to fail this time. We haven't failed this time. Okay? And I'm picking some cards out because they're just flying out of the deck. I'm using the same deck. It's kind of like a part 2 to yesterday, but what it is it's wanting you to see the light side of it. So yesterday's video was the energy of getting rid of people, hiring, firing, because we're going to complete our mission this time. We've already finished it. Remember, I said we're on all dimensions. We already know that we won, but now we're bringing it into the movie part where everybody gets to see the final finale, right? We're not failing this time. But I just want you all to know, if you watch Hair, the movie, if you listen to that kind of music, Fifth Dimension, I've got the Beatles playing in the background. If you listen to that kind of music and you watch that movie, you may feel what I'm trying to say. For some of you, you only need to hear the word hippie or the 60s or the word hair movie, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's some homework for you. That's the energy that's going on between yesterday's and today's. It's just an energy of we're here to complete our mission. Remember who you are in your soul. They're not caring about your avatar hair, even though I would much prefer a guy with long hair than bald. But you know what? Whatever. It's not about the hair. It's about the soul, and it's about the soul's mission. Okay, these are the cards that flew out. We're going to see what's on the bottom, though. The bottom is the Magician in reverse. And the reason it's in reverse is because you're not remembering who you are. You're not remembering that you were in the real hair days. Okay, you're just thinking like this 2024 and go back to however old you are, 1950s all the way up to now, right? No, we got to get past the thinking of this was it. We've got to get into our star power and turn this baby upside right, okay? This is the mage deck, and this is the magic card of the deck because it is the mage. So you're forgetting who you are. So you got hair. We're not talking about avatar hair. We're talking about the movie's energy. So hopefully you can watch that. This card here bent in my hand and flipped out. And it's the hand coming up, just like I'm talking about. It's that energy of, yes, Ace of Pentacles, we got this, okay? If I told you that I was a time traveler and you're going to play this game and you're going to win, wouldn't that be a lot funner of a game to play, going into it knowing that a time traveler told you that you were going to be safe and you were going to win? That's the kind of energy this card is giving me. You've already won. Now let's get in there and play tough, play good. Show them your best is what I'm hearing. So you really got to watch that movie and get in back into that 60s mode of peace, right? And love, energy. Okay, that's what they want you to do. But back then, we didn't have, let's say, all the ingredients to make a perfect cake. So we probably, a lot of us overdosed, a lot of us died unnecessarily, per se, because this is the era we had to come into. Just like with Kennedy being taken out and a lot of the key players, that's us, right? We're taken out so we could finish it in this round. Okay? I think you got what I'm saying. If you're watching this channel, you got what I'm saying. But we don't have the victory yet. Okay? This is the Nine of Wands in reverse. This is where we have the victory, right? The wolf on the stick. But we don't quite have it yet. This is in reverse. The reason it's in reverse is just what I was saying back here. You're not quite understanding the power you have. So I'm really hoping that that energy of hair will get you back into the mode. So don't put all of it together. Put when you first heard it here, the 60s music, the hair movie, etc., how that makes you feel. Does it make you remember things? And then you say, well, I wasn't born then, so that doesn't pertain to me. You were there. So many of us died in the 60s and came back. I'm not going to tell you my story, but I know for a fact. Okay, this is good. We have the Five of Cups in reverse. So Five of Cups upright usually is a card where it's like, more disappointing. But in reverse, there's not a disappointment. I just told you we won. So if you're going into this with the energy of yesterday's and today's, right? You're going to mix Iron Maiden with Fifth Dimension. And what are you going to get? Randy's on here. Randy, what are you going to get if we mix Iron Maiden with Fifth Dimension? I'm going to wait to see your answer. Okay, the tornado is upside down. My Knight of Cups. Why is it upside down? Because, again, we've already won. You've already died in the 60s. You've already come back in the 19s and the 20s, right? Whatever you want to call this era, right? And we've already won. The time travelers already told you we've won. So you just got to play this out. Now, how can you play it out? By yesterday's energy of knowing that the children are the mission, getting rid of evil is the end game. We've already won the end game. Now we're just playing it out. Okay? So the tornado's in reverse because we've already done the hard work. Think back on all of our lives and all the hard work we have done to get to this point. To be able to sit here and say, we've won. We're just waiting now for the final credits. The final reward, right, for us. The gold underneath the tunnels of the Vatican and King Solomon's gold, etc., etc. Confirmation. We're just waiting for our reward. Now, is gold the only reward? No. Gold is just a byproduct. The reward is freeing the children, freeing us from the enslavery of the evil cabal. Okay, so the tornadoes have been done. Okay, the hard work is done, and we just have to thank everyone. So we've got Mastodon deviations. Okay, that's what we get when we cross Iron Maiden with the Fifth Dimension. Thank you, Randy. Mastodon, I'm probably saying it wrong, but Mastodon deviations, he said. Okay, and then justice came out again. So everything I just said, we want to do this balance of this yin and yang. Okay, we want to balance out yesterday's Iron Maiden energy with today's Fifth Dimension hair energy. And if you have no idea what I'm saying, then I can't explain it any better. This channel probably is a little bit too deep for you. If you totally get what I'm saying, yeehaw, right? Ace of Pentacles. All right, now we're going to pull a few more cards because I just want to see what the final message is. The final messages underneath the Magician is keep your creativity high. The Queen of Q. Stay high vibed. Stay doing what they do in hair. Stay dancing. Stay happy. Don't let them get you in the last moments. See, that's what happened in hair too. I mean, not in hair. That's what happened to us in the 60s because we got too radical. We got too, I don't know if you want to call it racial. We got too into drugs. That's why this lifetime, I told you that my main mission started in 1995, and that was to join Alcoholics Anonymous and get rid of all my addictions. Because I'm one of them that overdosed in the 60s. And I'm one of them that went to jail a lot. And, you know, we cried peace, but we were full of rage and drugs and alcohol. And it killed us. And now guess what? I had to eradicate that. So from my first 29 years, I was still that way. And then I got into Alcoholics Anonymous and changed everything about my thinking. because I didn't have a drinking problem per se. I had a thinking problem with lots of cell memory, lots of cell memory. So that's why we tell you to work on your childhood traumas. We tell you to get regressions. It's not just about right now. And if you can understand everything I'm saying, then you are perfectly in tune with this channel. If this is over your head, I suggest you go to somebody that talks a little bit more undeep. But if you're getting this, that's where we're at. And I feel your energy. I feel all of you that died in the 60s. And that was just one life that we died, okay? There's many, many more, and most of them are from violence, rage in our cell memory, and addictions. You know, why do you think all these movies have people being killed by a sword, being killed by guns, being killed by drugs? Because that's normally how you exit. That just happens to be. So the illusions are getting revealed, just like what I just revealed to you there. That's a mini moon, what I just gave you. All the information that I just said to you is a moon in reverse. It's a mystery coming to light. It's an illusion brought to your attention. Okay? It's the realness coming out. Okay? You're going to do a lot of contemplating. Five of Pentacles, but this is my contemplation card because he's just kind of sitting in space. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to watch Hair. I want you to listen to Iron Maiden and Fifth Dimension and put it all together and have your higher self show you your past life. You don't need to go to anybody. Your higher self can show it to you. I have a regression on my channel of mine, but that was mainly for me to get some confirmation on the future of where I was at in 2022. But I knew all about my 60s life and my death and the whole 9 yards. I knew that from my higher self. I've been working on myself since 1995, really hard. So the regression was just to get me, my partner had passed in 2021 on Christmas, and it was just to get me clear so I could see this next chapter with him gone and me leveling up. So that's the contemplation card. That's what that's about. So then we have the Emperor energy. So that's the kind of energy you want to be in. You want to be in your male energy. You also want to be calling in your mission partner. And you want to stay in that celebration energy. In my regression, it says I'm here for the celebration. And that's why we're all here. We're all here for our soul contract to be completed. Soul contract card. Okay, so we want to celebrate the finishing of our soul contract. And then we'll go on to our next assignment. A lot of us are not coming back. I do not want to come back. I only want to come back and help. As the Marvel movies show you, we can be 5D and higher and just come back and help. And that's what I'm going to do. Or I'm not going to come back at all, and I'm going to be on a whole different planet. So a lot of us think that way. For you that are staying here and going to rebuild the new earth, just know that that's a success too for the next 1,000 years. And also, the battle at the end of the 1,000 years is also a success. But it is the word battle. Okay, so I'm not going to get into all that, but I want to thank you for listening. I am Miss Mystic.